If you grew up collecting trading cards throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you probably remember wax packs. Long before the foil and plastic you know today, wax was the way to go. But the thing about wax pack trading cards that many collectors know is that when you're collecting your favorite movies, sometimes a sequel will come along and you'd want to add that to your collection and they just didn't make it. Or maybe there's some movies where you have the sequels and they never made wax packs for the original. So I've made it my mission to produce fan-made trading cards for the sequels that we never got and the originals that were never produced. And when I create these wax pack trading cards, I really want them to be so authentic looking that you might not be able to tell the difference. So just to test that theory out, we're gonna hold up a pack that I made and a pack that really exists, a vintage trading card pack, side by side, and you get to determine which one is real and which one is fake, and we'll see if you guys get it right. All right, first up we have a few sequels. We've got Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters 2, Grease, and Grease 2. And as always, one of these packs is real and one of these is fake from each category here anyway. Now, if you are a fan or a collector of vintage wax packs, you may already know which ones they made and which ones they didn't, and which ones are my fan-created versions. But don't give away the secret, and hopefully this will still be fun for you because you're going to get to see some new cars that you haven't seen before because they're ones that I created and no one's seen them really. The other thing is, you know, these are always fun to open up because even the pack breaks, I've watched a few pack breaks on YouTube myself, and it's always fun to kind of see what people open. So in any case, whether you're new to this or whether you're familiar with all the different wax packs and stuff that were produced in the past, then hopefully you'll get a kick out of this. So let's start off. We're going to start off with Grease and Grease 2 here. So here we go, Grease and Grease 2. Now, as always, we're going to open these in order of release. So obviously the first one to be released would be the original Grease, which came out in 1978. So Grease photo cards by Topps. Let's break these open. And I was a big fan of Grease. I watched it so many times as a kid, just over and over again. Most of the humor kind of went over my head. There's a lot of stuff in there that's for adults that it wasn't until on rewatch that I kind of started, oh, that's what that means. All right, so, and of course we got some old bubblegum. This is back from 1978 bubblegum. Okay, and as usual we get a sticker. So this is kind of the Frankie Avalon, kind of that dream sequence, beauty school dropout scene from Grease. Pretty fun scene. All right, here we Together Forever. This is kind of the climactic moment at the end of the show where they're kind of all singing and dancing, which obviously they do a lot in this. I'm not a huge musical person, but I do like Grease. I like Grease a lot. So, and of course in the back we've got some movie facts. Let's see what we got. Okay, so we got Danny Zuko, a track star? Question mark. That was when he was trying to be a jock to impress Sandy. Let's see, and we got some puzzle pieces. Not much there to make out from that particular puzzle piece. Here's Rizzo, Stockard Channing. So I thought that might be like a rookie card. Let's see. Oh, that's weird. There's nothing on this one. Huh. Oh, that must be part of a puzzle. I guess it's part of a puzzle. There's really nothing on there. All right, that's crazy. All right, Trouble at the Dance. I'm trying to remember what was going on there at that scene. All right, here we got the Dazzling Danny, and this is at the end where Sandy shows up and she's all dolled up and everything, and then what was that? Forgot the name of that song. Oh, this is almost like the sticker here, Frenchie's Fantasy. So that's when Frenchie goes into that dream sequence, the beauty school dropout, and Danny on Demand, and that's when I forgot what her Cha-Cha, I think, was kind of trying to woo him away from Sandy. So pretty cool, man. A lot of these puzzles, there's nothing. Is there any image on these puzzles? All right, so We will reveal which one of these is real and fake later at the end of the show, but now let's go on to Grease 2. All right, Grease 2, another one that I would watch. I didn't see any of them in the theater, I don't think, but I would watch Grease 2 over and over again, and it's kind of one of those sequels that was really, really panned when it came out, and but it gained kind of a cult following, and I think obviously it's not as good as the original, but it's fun and different, and for different reasons. It's got Michelle Pfeiffer, one of her earlier roles, so that's really cool, and some of the songs are just kind of fun, and I dig it. So funny, and also we got some sort of residue and stuff on there. We got some old gum, and so here we got. All right, so here we got the T-Birds. Let's see. Awesome shot of the T-Birds with, what's his name from Dance Fever? I forgot his name. Adrian Zmed. I don't know how I remember that. And, oh man, I forgot the actor's name, but early role for him who, he would, was it Happy Gilmore he was in? He's been in a bunch of stuff. I forgot his name. But anyway, the T-Birds rule the school. And then, of course, we've got some movie facts on the back. But also, Grease 2 was written by the same guy who wrote another sequel, Airplane 2, which is another one of those that was pretty much panned. But I don't know, I kind of like Airplane 2. I mean, they did recycle a lot of gags, but there were some new gags in there. And it's almost, I don't know how else you would do an Airplane 2. I mean, some of those gags in the first one were just classic. But it's funny because I'll be watching Airplane, which, again, by far way more superior to Airplane 2. But there's parts where I'm like, oh, that's that funny part I remembered that must not have been an Airplane. It's Airplane 2. So there is some good stuff in there, like with the stuff with William Shatner and everything. So I don't know, I kind of like Airplane 2. So this is the screenwriter who wrote 2 sequels that were just destroyed. But I don't know, I kind of think over time they kind of got a little bit of redemption. Anyway, Stephanie wants to be a cool writer. I love that scene, when the cool writer shows up and everything. Here we go. Stephanie and Michael, and the good shot of Michelle Pfeiffer there. Again, one of her earlier roles, kind of cool. All right. And then we got Back to School again. I think that was like the opening number when the thing starts off. Oh, and there we go, Michael as the cool writer. And if you haven't seen Grease 2, you probably, or if you have, then you definitely know that song. And we got some movie facts. Michael's transformation of the cool writer captures the attention of the Pink Ladies and the T-Birds, who are saying, "Who's that guy?" And then the Pink Ladies, we got a good shot of the Pink Ladies. And another really good shot of Michelle Pfeiffer as Stephanie. Super cool Stephanie. Here we go. We'll be together. I think that's the climactic song. And then we got a really good shot of Michael there. Michael is new in town, and a pretty cool sticker here of Stephanie and Michael. And Michael is kind of in his cool writer disguise. The thing I think I liked about that is it was almost like a superhero thing, like his alter ego and stuff. So yeah, Grease and Grease 2. We'll get back to those, but now let's get on to Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2. And of course, we do these in order of release. Ghostbusters came out in 1984. Ghostbusters 2, 1989. So we're going to open Ghostbusters first. And of course, Ghostbusters is a classic. Just classic movie. Obviously, they've made a few sequels as of late. You can, I saw them both, I think the first one was all right. Second one, I don't know. But a lot of other people liked it. So, and I didn't dislike it. I just didn't like it. All right. Let's see what we got here. And that gum is just stuck on there. Hold on. That's what happens when you get like this, whatever, 40, 50-year-old gum. All right, let's just start here. All right, so are you the gatekeeper? We got Rick Moranis in that classic role. I love it. I actually dressed up as Rick Moranis for Halloween. I had the little helmet thing that was made out of the colander and everything. I love that scene. Louis Tully unwittingly becomes the Keymaster when possessed by the demonic spirit Vince Clortho. Yes, have some. All right. And then we got Ready, Get Her. And that's in the beginning with the I think that's the library ghost, when they all went after the library ghosts. Oh, here we go. Mr. Stay Puft wreaks havoc. And of course, we've got Stay Puft Marshmallow Man kind of wreaking havoc through the city. Oh, and then this is where Sigourney Weaver, Dana is possessed by Zool. And I guess that's what it says right there. It's possessed by Zool. Very cool. Just the interaction with Bill Murray is just he's so great. All right, Switch Me On. So I think this is when I think this is like one of their first calls, other than the library, where they were actually Ghostbusters and they were all suited up and everything. And then they go in and then they find that the green ghost who later become Slimer. Oh, and speaking of, here you go. I don't think he was called Slimer in the movie. But I think later, like with the animated show and everything, they kind of gave him the name Slimer. So there we go. There's a sticker of Slimer. And then we got Winston. I love this town. And that's where he's got all sprayed by the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man's marshmallow guts. And an uninvited guest. And there we go again with the ugly little spud known as Slimer. Later known as Slimer. Crossing the streams. Okay, yeah, and then that was that big scene where, you're not supposed to cross the streams, and then they eventually did, and then that's great. Oh, and then disturbance at the library. You've got, because no human could stack books like that. It's great. And of course, we got some residue from the wax packs here, but great set of cards. We've got the original Ghostbusters. So let's move on to Ghostbusters 2. And now both of these packs were produced by Topps. So let's go ahead and open Ghostbusters 2. Try not to damage these too much, but sometimes these are all old cards. And we got some old gum in there. Let's see if we can. Here we go. All right. Levitating Oscar. So that was Dana's little boy that was, taken over by Vigo. And then, kind of like a split to show the baby rising. And let's see, a new job for Dana. She's, I think she did like restitution or something, which is, it's been a while since I've seen Ghostbusters 2, but it seems kind of like from going from being a classical musician to, she must be like a Renaissance woman or something, because now she's restoring paintings, I guess it looks like. But we got a new job for Dana, and of course we've got some movie facts or some descriptions here. A job well done. We got Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd, of course. Oh, and here we go. Harold Ramis is Egon. Egon on the job. Okay, and we've got some stickers. We've got Slimer and some illustrations. That's kind of cool. And let's see, filming the subway intro. So we got some behind the scenes footage, some cool designs. I guess that's kind of like the other ones had the slime, and then these ones got kind of the lightning bolt. I guess is the energy streams. Is that probably what that's meant to represent? We got Annie Potts as Janine's new scheme. And then the monstrous mink, where the mink comes alive. That was good. There's some stuff in Ghostbusters 2, but just all in all, not great. Restaurant Crashers. So yeah, there we go. So another couple packs. So let's go through and kind of reveal which ones are real and which ones are fake. And if you're not familiar, The fake one is actually the original Ghostbusters. They never made Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters cards. These are fan made by me, and just to kind of fill in the gaps. Because how can you have a set of Ghostbusters 2 cards and not have the original Ghostbusters? I mean, come on. But they did make Ghostbusters. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe they did. I mean, Ghostbusters. I'd like to say it was a sleeper hit, but they must have known it would. I mean, they must have probably not know it was going to be as big as it was. But with that kind of star power and everything it had, you think that would be good. But anyway, so yeah. So here we go. There we go. Ghostbusters 1 and 2. This is the fake one, and Ghostbusters 2 is the real one. Oh, and the other thing I want to tell everyone is that the old gum, I do sell these in limited quantities on my website. Not the real ones, not like these, which you can find if you do some searching online. That's how I found them. There's a lot of places that sell vintage cards. But as far as the sets that I make, you're not going to get this crusty old gum. You'll get a new stick of bubble gum in there. I just did that so it wasn't totally obvious that these aren't vintage cards. The only other difference in these cards, pretty authentic, is they're not going to say tops on the ones I produce. Because my goal isn't to like confuse people into thinking these are real and like scam people or anything. It is just to fill in the gaps. So on the ones I do, it says pops. Just so you know, oh, these aren't real. These are just fan made. So, all right. So going back to Grease and Grease 2, which ones are real and which ones are fake? In this case, the sequel is fake. They did make Grease cards, but they didn't make Grease 2. Maybe they knew that it was not going to be a success or something, so they didn't bother. I don't know, but there you go. So in this case, the sequel is the fake cards again. And I really do, when I put these together, I try to maintain the integrity. I didn't put a puzzle on mine, but I mean, you can kind of see, I try to really, as best I can, duplicate the look and feel of these cards. And you can kind of tell by this here that yeah, they're about as authentic looking as you can get. So there you go. There's another round of real or fake pack breaks. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Like I said, if you want to pick up either the Grease 2 or the original Ghostbusters, you can do so. They're available on my website. The other thing I want to mention, these aren't full sets. So what you see here is what you're going to get. I only make like 9 cards in a pack. They're again, just to kind of get an idea what these cards would look like and kind of fill in the space. So if you're a collector of full sets, you might be a little bummed out because I'm not going to make a full set of these. But if you just like to collect vintage packs like I do, then these can help you fill in the gaps. But they are just the packs. So if you were to buy 2 packs, they'd have the same cards in them, just so you know. And some people do. Some people want a pack to open and a pack to kind of display. So there you go, another episode of Real or Fake Pack Break.